Yes, let's get into Pinterest. Pinterest reported fabulous results across the board. Is the 10-second takeaway for Pinterest. If you want more details, here we go. Do you either of you gentlemen own Pinterest? Nope. Okay. Maybe we can convince you to change that after seeing this. All right. So Pinterest fourth quarter results. So let's go with the headline numbers that Wall Street cares about. So monthly active users. So monthly is the key word there. Facebook reports daily, Twitter reports daily, Pinterest is a monthly. Their logic there is you go to it's not an addictive social network that you go to on a daily basis. You go there to look for inspiration. So that's the metric that they report. Monthly active users, 459 million. That was up 37% year over year. Better yet for investors is they monetize those users at a higher rate. So average revenue per user, ARPU, that's a key metric for social networks, was up 22% to $1.57. So they're doing a great job at growing the total number of users and squeezing more revenue out of each one. Add that together, revenue was up 76% to 705 million. Wall Street only expected 646 million, so much faster growth than expectations. Earnings per share were up to 43 cents on a non-GAAP basis. The year ago period was negative earnings on a non-GAAP basis, so there isn't a comparison other than to say it was a tremendous turnaround that was also well ahead of Wall Street's expectations. So headline numbers were fantastic is the big takeaway. I thought that Brian Stoffel would get a kick out of this. Right in the beginning of their shareholder letter, our mission is to bring everyone the inspiration to create a life they love. So this is a mission-driven company, and they regularly say that. Not only in the shareholder letter, they also said it on the conference call, Brian. Okay, so here are, again, the headline numbers for the period. We'll look on the left-hand side here first, which is the month over month. So revenue revenue globally was up 76%. Revenue in the United States, which is their biggest market by far, although we'll get into the user difference, was up 67%. International revenue, which is very early on in the monetization days, more than doubled from 50 million to 123 million. So international revenue is really growing fast, although revenue domestically also growing fast. From a user perspective, monthly average users in the United States was only up 11%. They've captured 98 million. I don't know how much higher this number is going to go because Pinterest is a more niche product than something like Facebook would be. So it's hard for me to gauge how big this number could go. Maybe to 150 million over a long period of time, but I got a feeling that number is going to be double-digit growth. There is a fantastic result. International number is a different story. This is a very user-focused international company. So user growth there was 46%, 361 million. Here's what's interesting. Look at the difference in average revenue per user between the United States and international. Almost $6 in average revenue per user for each U.S. customer, and only 35 cents for international. So you mix that together, and that's against a global of $1.57. And both of these numbers were up significantly. Again, with international really driving the big gains. The numbers look really good for the full year. Revenue was up almost 50%. That was impressive because COVID, the first quarter, which is when they were in the teeth of COVID, their revenue growth really slowed to a crawl, and boy, has it reaccelerated since there. So pretty good year over numbers too. All right, so here's more look at that user. You can kind of see graphically the difference between the two and how many more users are on the international stage. And this kind of paints a picture about how much revenue is coming from the U.S. Versus international. But again, both categories are growing very strongly, and the international one in particular, I think, has a long, long way to go. And there's ARPU. Now, I put this slide in here just to showcase the differences. So again, the average U.S. customer, almost $6 in average revenue, and international 35 cents.